What's up, guys? AWO here, Air Warrior Man. This is my top 10 comic book characters of all time. And before we get into be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment below. Click that notification bell for things like streams and videos that are gonna be uploaded and shown on my channel, on the Air Warrior channel. Tell your friends about this. Tell your family, your colleagues, everybody about this channel. And then we'll get right into my top 10. And yes, it's what a day, man. Very busy day. We're months away from Black Adam, the movie, The Rock. That's gonna be interesting. Obviously. I'm actually pretty excited for that movie, to be honest with you. I'm actually pretty excited. Now, YouTube is changing some of the policies on stuff with the shorts. Starting 2023. Let me check. Yeah, they're changing the policy on the shorts. It's 2023. It's to compete with TikTok, but pretty much. And as you see in my thumbnail, top 10 comic book characters. So, not just DC and Marvel, guys. You see in my thumbnail, there's also a non-DC Marvel character on my thumbnail. His name is Spawn. Al Simmons from Image Comics, Tom McFarlane creation. And there's another character in my top 10 that's not DC or Marvel related either. And we're about to start that just in a minute, guys. Just a minute. We're about to start just in a minute. My top 10. I'm not going to try to make this a long video. Max has a video has a stream at 9 p.m. So we're not going to try to make this long, okay? So come say hello. Okay. Top 10. Top 10. My 10th option is kind of a cheat. I'm kind of cheating here. Kind of breaking the rule here a little bit. But this is my top 10. This is my rules, and I'm allowed to break my own rule if I want, right? This is not somebody else's top 10. I'm allowed to break my own rule. So that's what I'm going to do. So my 10th pick. My 10th favorite comic book characters, or characters with an S at the end, is the XMen. Now, this picture is from the 90s show. Obviously, it's from the 90s show. I use the best picture I could find. You see Storm, Jean Grey. I think you see Volk on the bottom, Gambit, Wolverine, and Cyclops. And you do see Magneto in the background. Yeah, this is from this 90s show. And I know you're saying I'm cheating by picking out the X-Men. Yeah. Like I said, guys, just a second ago, just a minute ago, this is my top 10. I'm allowed to break my own rule. and therefore I broke my own rule. Okay? Don't get me wrong. This is the only time I'm breaking my rule, so don't get me wrong there, okay, guys? Okay. No, okay. I've liked the X-Men comics. I like the X-Men show in the 90s. I like some of the movies. 1, 2, not so much for X-Men 3, Last Stand. Some of the Wolverines movie I like. I like Logan a lot. Some of the 2010s movies, I thought Days of Future Past and First Class were good, but Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix were shit shows. They were bad movies. The comics are great. The Magneto and Professor Xavier, their relationship, how they seem, how the coexisting of mutants, and how Xavier thinks mutants could coexist with humanity, where Magneto is on the opposite end, where he thinks the mutants are a superior race that cannot coexist with humanity. Right? I like that. I like Apocalypse, one of the first ever mutants, and how powerful he becomes. I mean, I'm talking about the villains here. Let's talk about the X-Men or mutants in general. Look, Wolverine. What can you say about Wolverine? Everybody loves Wolverine, right? Especially Hugh Jackman, how he portrayed that character. Everybody loved that. Wolverine. Rogue. What can you say about Rogue? She gets sword powers. She can't touch. She has to wear the glove. You got Storm and Cyclops. There's people that love Cyclops, but I find Cyclops very boring. I agree with a lot of people that Cyclops, especially James Marsden character, or whatever. They watered him down. They basically jobbed him. He was not. They didn't use him well in the movies. They really Cyclops was just there in the movies, really. I mean, in the third movie, he was really useless. He was just there to die. No story, just for him to die. And you got Storm, how Barry played her, but we're gonna get a different Storm. Obviously, when it's MCU are allowed to use the X-Men, we're gonna get a different Storm, of course. Oh, Gambit. Gambit, whole X-Men stuff. So the best storylines involve the X-Men. But if you're gonna ask me who's my favorite X-Men character, I do like Wolverine. I do like Psylocke. Well, X-Men, I'll say muted Psylocke. Wolverine, Psylocke. I do like Rogue. But yeah, X-Men is my top. It's my 10. And you know what? I'm gonna. So yeah, and if you're in the comments, tell me your top 10, guys. Or you don't have to. Just tell me your top 5, top 3, just top 1. I don't care. Do whatever. Do whatever. One of the guys that you let's before I continue on to number 9. You are. This is not. This is. I'm not going to fight anybody on for this stream. Okay. I'm not going to invite any people on for this stream. But let's get to number 9. The Green Hornet. Now, for young people, you might not have heard the Green Hornet, or you might have. The 2011 film, you might have heard that terrible version of the Green Hornet starring Seth Rogen as the Green Hornet, Britt Weed. But I always liked the Green Hornet. In the 60s, you know the Batman 66, they tried to make a Green Hornet show. They had a Green Hornet show. And Bruce Lee was Kato. Yeah, they had Kato in it with Bruce Lee. Hi, Arkham. So they got, yeah, so like I said, number 9 is the Hornet, the Green Hornet, starring Kato. And the Green Hornet, and Britt Weed is the Green Hornet. Now, like, the 2011 movie wasn't very good, okay? But the story of the Green Hornet, I like, about vigilante who's perceived in the media as a criminal villain, basically a vigilante who's undercover most of the time. It's to commit crimes, but really he's stopping them. That's what he is. Kato, this is his driver, but sidekick, and he owns a newspaper, a publishing company, Britt Weed, or better known as the Green Hornet. You know, he's like, he doesn't have a kill rule or anything like that. He doesn't need no kill rule stuff like that, because he does work within the law. Because the lawyer, he's friends with the lawyer, and the lawyer knows the truth about the Green Hornet. And a related note. The 2013 movie that started, unfortunately, Armie Hammer, Johnny Depp, and the Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger and the Green Hornet are descendants of each other. The Green Hornet is a descendant of the Lone Ranger, and yeah, unfortunately, Armie Hammer played the Lone Ranger. But you gotta check him out. If you ever check out Green Hornet, check out his comics. Dynamite Entertainment is his comics. He's not Marvel or DC, even though he's crossed over with Batman in the 60s. He's still not DC or Marvel. Okay. And the 2011 film wasn't that great. It had Seth Rogen as the Green Hornet. Number 8. Oh yeah, she has her own show right now. She-Hulk, Jennifer Walters. Now, I've always liked Jennifer Walters. I just like how fun she is as a character. That she's not afraid to speak her mind. She's flirty. She's able, embrace the She-Hulk form in the comics. Obviously, we're gonna get that in the show. I personally think Tatiana Maslany is playing her perfectly. She's a lawyer. She should defend her clients in her lawyer form. Look at about She-Hulk. the different and like she has her own show and people hate the comedy of the aspects of it. I'm like, dude, it's just She-Hulk. She-Hulk's always been a comedic character, a comedy-like character. So if you have a problem with that, then you don't know She-Hulk at all, man. You just don't know her at all. And you know, her origins were changed in the show, obviously, how she became She-Hulk from the comics. How she, instead of an accident, well, instead of like, she had an accident in the show, but her origin in the comics is very different. And she's just fun, man. She's just fun as a character. Now, number 7, Captain Marvel. I ain't gonna say I'm woke for liking Captain Marvel or She-Hulk in my top 10. No, I've always liked Captain Marvel before Brie Larson betrayed her in the Captain Marvel movie and in the Avengers movies. I always liked Captain Marvel beforehand as a character. She's like she's the most famous Marvel hero. I think arguably the strongest Marvel hero, female wise, or one of them, at least one of them. But she's like at least upper tier, like with Iron Man status, Captain America status, like that tier of superhero in the Marvel, like the A-list. And that's Captain Marvel. And you know, she's very powerful. She has those proton blasts, obviously, right? You know, like you can say one about Brie Larson's portrayal. Right, we started to see some of the stuff we were used to from Captain Marvel in the Avengers movie. We started to see more of her opening up more. Now we don't see her scowl all the time. You don't see her scowl in the Avengers movies like she does in the Hero movie. She's always serious in her own movie, but you see in the Avengers movie some of her personality starting to come out. But that's the movies. In the comics, I always liked the comics. I did not like how they did not like Civil War 2. I did not like Civil War 2. I think a lot of people did not like Civil War 2. That was bad. It made Captain Marvel. I think it really did hurt the credibility of Captain Marvel. I'll say this about Captain Marvel to Carol Danvers. I love using her in video games. I know. The Marvel Ultimate Alliance games, I just love using her in video games. The MMO game that came out in about 2013 that shut down about in 2018, I think they shut down. I always use Carol Danvers or Miss Marvel. I mean, Captain Marvel. She was Miss Marvel, right? She was Miss Marvel in the first Marvel Ultimate Alliance game. She was Miss Marvel, and then the whole thing with DC and Marvel about Shazam and all that. Remember Shazam? Shazam was Captain Marvel. Remember that? Oh, she is Captain Marvel. And I always love using video games. She's punching with her photon punches, photon blast, whatever. I just loved her. I always like. She's my go-to. She's my go-to my Marvel hero in video games. She's my go-to, male or female. Yep, that's her. And I'm kind of hoping that in the Marvels, Brie Larson's Captain Marvel, we get to see more of her personality opening up more, like she is in the comics. I'm hoping to see that. Sorry, I was eating something. I got something in my mouth. I'm sorry. So yeah, okay, let's go and move to the next one. Number 6, The Flash. Barry Allen Flash. What I like about the Flash, personally, is his Rogues Gallery. I like his Rogues Gallery a lot. Reverse Flash, you know, Gorilla Grodd, the Rogues, and I like Barry Allen. I really do like the portrayal of Grant Gustin's Barry Allen in the Flash series. I thought he plays a perfect Barry Allen for what the show is about. But Reddington Miller, I think, played perfectly a perfect Captain Cold in that series. What Captain Cold's about. I love Captain Cold. I'm sorry, I really do like Captain Cold. He's one of my favorite DC villains because he's not one of those typical DC villains where all he cares about is he's not pure evil. He's not pure bad. I wouldn't say even evil. In a sense, he does what he think is right for himself, and he does have morals and codes. But that's what I like about the Flash. I love Barry Allen's Flash a lot. His struggles with his father, trying to prove his father's innocence. And look, you can say about Ezra Miller's. I don't know. I need to see more from Ezra Miller as a Flash. That movie is still going forward. All right. Despite what just came out like a day or two ago about some of the crazy stuff about, I don't know, Jesus, satanic. I don't know. Like he's basically Charlie Manson all of a sudden. Uh, I'm just curious, right? Like, I'm curious about that film. I want to see that film and see how Ezra Miller does in a standalone film. And I know people are gonna be. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird knowing what the stuff, man, the chaos, the craziness. This guy that's going. My God, it's going through. It's gonna be weird. But when I see the film, I'm gonna put my biases aside and just watch the film. But that won't be for a long time because that film's coming out. But yeah, he's my number 6. Number 7, number 5, top 5 now. Wonder Woman. I've always liked Wonder Woman because I always like Greek mythology and I always like Diana Prince. Beautiful and strong, and what she represents. Strong female character. And I love her role gallery too. I mean, she doesn't have the same role gallery as Batman or Superman, but you got seriously very powerful. You got Ares, Giganta, Cheetah, Dr. Psycho, very powerful. She's, she's iconic. Wonder Woman is an iconic comic book character. The most well-known female comic book character. If you ask anybody who their favorite any woman or female who their favorite comic book hero might be is Wonder Woman. And I look in the movie, you can say about the acting and build of Gal Gadot or Gal Gadot, whatever you want to call her. The film really hid her weaknesses and made her look good. Wonder Woman. Now Wonder Woman 84, that was a blunder. And that wasn't her fault. The whole thing was a blunder. But in Wonder Woman 17, Patty Jenkins really made Gal Gadot look good as Wonder Woman. And that movie was, I love that movie as much as a lot of other people do because that was a very good movie. And yeah, and hopefully she's back. And rumors might be an Aquaman or the Flash. I don't know. You know, I want to see her. I mean, I think she's done with it. That will soon. Wonder Woman 3. I don't know. That's green lit, but it might still be up in the air, right? Comic book character. She's, you know, she's a warrior, but she has a heart, a compassionate heart. All right, top four guys. Top four. Superman. Now, I do first just find Superman boring, but I do like him, and I do like his world gallery too. And I like what he used to stand for. I like his mythology, Krypton, his how he became to be, his inspiration, how he inspires people, his why Lex Luthor is jealous of him, where he takes on people like Zod, what Zod represents, what Zod represents. You know, you got Mongo, you got Brainiac, you got Lois Lane. I just like Superman overall, and it's been, you know, I like Man of Steel. I like Man of Steel. I like some of the Superman films, and I've been his comics. You know, he's if there's anybody to inspire to be, someone to grow up with and inspire to be, and have a good heart to see the good in everybody, be compassionate. Like it's Superman. It's Superman, no doubt about it. And and you know how we have Batman Day, and some friend of mine like said Batman Day should be a national holiday. And I'm like, if there's any hero that should have a national holiday, it's probably Superman. So this is not a long stream, obviously. Top three. I'm just laughing at something. Here's top three. Spawn from Image Comics. I always loved Spawn, man. I love his origin story. Read every comic issue of his online. Well, not every. All the first 200. Al Simmons. This guy's just a badass character. I'm just sorry. Al Simmons is a badass character. I could talk about Spawn for like an hour, man. This guy, like, you know, sells his soul. So he can see his wife again. He becomes a hellspawn in the army. Goes back to Earth 5 years later, and it's just I just love Spawn. I think L. Simmons, man. I'm sorry. Again, he's a lot of people like Spawn was on the rise. A lot of people still talk about Spawn. If you're deep in the comic books, they still talk about Spawn. But the general public doesn't know who Spawn is anymore. And it's Todd McFarlane's baby, man. Todd McFarlane just loves Spawn. That's his baby. That's his baby. That's his child, man. If Todd McFarlane had a son or a daughter, I don't know if he does. If he does, tell me. But he would name him Spawn. Tell me, trust me. He would name his child Spawn. I don't know. Who named his child Spawn? Man, I just love his backstory. It's a tragic backstory. Like most heroes always have tragic backstory. You need a lot of tragic backstory to become a hero, right? Well, most of the time. I just and his role gallery. I mean, you got Clown, right? In the movie, the Spawn movie, well, yeah, it wasn't exactly the Spawn we wanted. John Leguizamo played a great clown. His clown, his villain, his role as the clown, he played him great. That's how I pictured the clown to be, though. Immature, demonic, perverted, sadistic demon. And you got to read his comics, man. This guy's so damn. He gets so damn powerful. I just love Spawn. I'm sorry, like, Al Simmons is my guy, man. The glowing green eyes, the symbiotic Letha with the red cape that you could shapeshift into like spikes on, not spikes, but into like an axe, and you got spikes on his arm. You got the little belt thing, and it unleashes like chains, and he has magic. He can shoot green necroplasm out of his hands. That's how much I like Spawn, guys. I just really like Spawn. Go check out Spawn. I hope to talk about the movie, and I know Jamie Foxx has been hyping up for a couple months. I hope this really does come to fruition, that we do see a Spawn movie. Because I really like. There's a lot of Marvel and DC movies, but we don't see this. I mean, the last non-Marvel and DC movie was probably what Bloodshot with Vin Diesel. Hope, and we need to see more non-Marvel DC movies, don't you think? Because there's some good non-Marvel and DC comics out there, and Spawn's one of them. Eh, all right, and I hope that movie does get made. So let's go to my top two. I'm gonna end it soon. Spider-Man, Marvel. Do love Spider-Man. Watched the shows in the '90s. Played all the video games. Watched all the movies. I love how fun Peter is. His whippy, him and Spider-Man, his jokes. His whippy comeback, snappy like jokes, mocking his villains, his rogues. I mean, he has great rogue gallery. I mean, like from like Hobgoblin, Green Goblin, Venom, Tom McFarlane's creation, Mysterio, Lizard, Sandman, Electro, Hydro Man, Shocker, Rhino, Doc, Carnage. Great rogue gallery. Great support characters, Mary Jane, Eddie Brock. Oh, Eddie Brock. You also got Flash Thompson. And I thought all Peter Parkers that were portrayed by Garfield and Toby in Holland were great in their own way, and because they were different Peter Parkers, but I thought they all played the Peter Parkers well, their versions of Peter Parkers well. What the kind of movie they were trying to tell. And I just love Spider-Man, guys. A lot of people love Spider-Man. I read his comics. I mean, I want to still buy comics, but I could buy them online. But the problem is, I like having holding them and reading them, and then just putting them back in the plastic. I like holding them instead of reading them. It's hard. I hate reading on computer, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's number 2. And number 1, well, this guy, the Batman. Why do I like Batman? I like his origin story. You know, everybody knows his origin story. I like his Rogues Gallery, and I like how almost every villain represents an aspect of Bruce Wayne / Batman. The Joker is the complete opposite of Batman. Joker represents what life, a bad life could make someone turn into a criminal, like someone doesn't see the world for what it really is. Where Batman, like the Joker, tries to fight against it, tries to make sense of it. Joker is just accepts it, and he sees Batman as his yin. It's like the yin and the yang, right? He sees Batman also seen as a struggle in life, but he doesn't understand why Batman is trying to make life better when he sees it as a joke. That's what Joker represents: chaos and order, obviously. Then you got Two-Face. Two-Face is created. I like how Two-Face is created the dual personality aspect of Batman, the Bruce Wayne persona, and the Batman persona. We all know Batman is the real Bruce Wayne, right? But when he goes in public, he's not a Batman. That's what Two-Face represents. Penguin represents the rich, snobbish aspect. And that's where was I? Yeah, and every villain represents, and I just like the stories. I mean, you got Batman Hush. I love Thomas Elliot, his best friend Hush. We got Death in the Family, Under the Red Hood, Battle for the Cow, No Man's Land. Some of the best comic book stories come from the Batman. And I gotta say, I love Robert Pattinson's version of Batman from the Batman. I do like Christian Bale. I do like Michael Keaton. I like Ben Affleck for what it is, but Ben Affleck's Batman to me is not the true Batman because I don't think Zack Snyder knows how to write Batman properly. It says the Dark Knight Batman. That's not the Dark Knight. I'm sorry, but no. And you got the Joker portrayals. Heath Ledger killed it, man. Jack Nicholson killed it. And then you got Paul Dano as this serial killer like Riddler. I love that. And you know what? I like Danny DeVito's Cobblepot, but I really do like Colin Farrell's Penguin. Because that's his Penguin, while not short, but he's fat and ugly, more represents the Cobblepot, the Penguin from the comics. And that's what I like. That's what I like about Batman, man. I love Batman. And hopefully we get the sequel to the Batman. But yeah, guys, that's it. That's my top 10. Tell me your top 10. You don't have to. You can tell me number 1, top 5, top 10, whatever. But make sure to click the notification bell. Like, smash the like button, share, subscribe. And 9 p.m. Eastern time. If he is awake, Max is having a stream. Take care, guys. AWO is out.